Hello everybody, my name is Brendan Miller. I am a fisherman that makes fishing videos here on this YouTube channel. And believe it or not, I've made over 240 videos on YouTube. That means I've been out in the water a lot with the camera rolling. And I've captured some really amazing moments. And I've also captured some fishing fails. And today, I thought it'd be fun to take a look at some of my most embarrassing fishing fails and react to them. Let's do it.
And now it's time for Brendan's Fail of the Week.
Okay, so this is a pretty old clip, and I used to do a segment in my videos, and I still do a segment every now and then, called Brendan's Fail of the Week. It would just be a random clip of me failing, and I would throw it into the video.
Brendan's Fail of the Week. This has been...
Alright, so this clip is pretty old, and one thing I can't get over is the way my body contorts when I hit that rock. I twist in the most, like, awkward position. I'm a very flexible person in real life, and as a matter of fact, my chiropractor says I'm too flexible because my bones just get all out of whack. But you can definitely see there when I hit that rock and slip, my whole body just like cranks to the side, and I go, "Urgh!" That is definitely a quality fail nonetheless. I think I'm wearing Converse All-Stars. Yeah. Okay, I'm wearing Converse All-Stars, which are kind of this weird retro design shoe that kind of came back into popularity. I'm wearing these while fishing. Not the best choice. They have no grip, and that's probably the reason why I wiped out on this rock, is because the bottoms of those things are just totally flat. That is some fantastic sweet tea. Oh, I hooked another monster on this exact same bait, and guess what? Okay, before we get to the fail, can we just acknowledge my facial expressions? It's like, I hooked another monster on this exact same bait. I have no expression. I have no expression. It looks like I'm some kind of a wax figure. This is early 2015. I had just gotten my DSLR camera, so I was very excited to shoot videos with it. But yeah, my facial expressions are really, really stiff. On this exact same bait, and guess what? I lost it. I'll show you the video right now.
Big fish. Big fish. Big fish.
Big fish, big fish.
A massive fish.
Massive.
What do I have on? What do I have on? You know what I said.
And the slow-mo? Okay, that's not even a big fish.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did you see that thing?
Yeah, that fail is not as much embarrassing as it is just flat out cringy. For some reason I thought that fish was a big fish. Looking at the slow-mo, that fish was maybe 2 pounds on a good day. Which, if you fish for bass, you know that's not a very big fish. And then of course I slapped my rod onto the water because I thought that was really dramatic.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Probably the most cringeworthy thing about this video is the fact that I go, "Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Goodness!" I had a habit of doing this. As a matter of fact, there are a number of other videos if you watch them. Anytime I hook a fish and something exciting's happening, I go, "Oh my goodness!" It's a little cringy.
Did you see that thing?
I get up right in the camera and like, "Did you see that thing?" Oh my. I do remember I was pretty bummed out about losing that fish. You know, that happens when you're fishing. Sometimes the fish just throw the hook and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So I was just testing the durability of that $26 bait. I threw it against some rocks because, let's face it, when you're out fishing, you're not always going to be making perfect casts, and the bait totally blew apart. Let's go check it out. Alright, so this clip needs a little bit of context. I was testing out two types of swim baits. I was testing out a swim bait that was worth 26 bucks, and I was testing out a swim bait that was worth $7 to see which one kind of came out the best for the money. One of the things I wanted to test was the durability of the bait. These baits are made from multiple joints of plastic, so they're not quite as durable as other lures. And a lot of times when you're fishing, you can make bad casts, you can hit rocks, you can hit docks. So I wanted to test the durability of these baits, so I just threw them into a pile of rocks. And the bait totally exploded. $26 bait absolutely exploded. And that was pretty much it. I remember I was really bummed out because not only had I just wrecked a $26 bait, but that was it. I couldn't fish with it anymore. I wanted to try and catch some bass with it, and the bait was totally destroyed.
And now it's time for Brendan's Fail of the Week.
Another Fail of the Week segment right here. Can I just point out the fact that I am barefoot and wearing a flannel? Very interesting style choice there. This is a pretty old clip, but nevertheless, I look a little rough.
There's one.
Got something. Hook something up.
Oh no! That was a rainbow trout right there.
This has been Brendan's Fail of the Week.
One of the things I loved about Fail of the Weeks was just doing the voice. This has been Brendan's Fail of the Week. I love that kind of like radio announcer type of voice. This fail is pretty self-explanatory. I hooked a nice rainbow trout and it popped off the line. I'm gathering snails for bait, I think. Now we're getting wet. Yeah, so this clip was taken, actually this year. I was in Greece, believe it or not. I was there for 2 months. That's the Aegean Sea that I am squatted down beside. While I was in Greece, I wanted to do some fishing and I needed some bait. So I went down to the shore and there were these snails right around the rocks. The only problem was the snails were right at the edge of the water and there was some large waves coming in. And the rest is pretty self-explanatory. I got soaked. This happened a couple of times to us during the day of filming, and my camera actually got blindsided by a wave, and one of the ports on the camera got totally corroded and rusted out, and I can't use it. Boom, right there. Yeah, this is a classic, and one of my most painful fails that I've ever caught on film. I'm fishing a creek, as you can see. Nothing special about that, except for the fact that I'm standing on some pretty slick rocks and I totally just wipe out. And I hit pretty hard. Not fun at all, especially when you have your phone in your pocket. It's not cool. There's a fail for you. Yeah, my phone's okay. That's good. Man, that hurt. As you can see, there's a lot of red underwear showing there, but you know, I did just fall in the water, so I didn't have a whole lot of control over that. I kind of just rolled with this one, you know. When you fall in the water like that, it's not a very pleasant experience, but I remember just after I fell in the water, I was, in pain, I was soaking wet, but I was kind of happy because I knew I had gotten something on camera that was interesting, something that would make the video that much better. Whoa! Whoa! Let's keep watching.
No, they're missing it.
No, dude, they're not missing it. You're not setting the hook. That's the problem. This is the limpest hook set I've ever seen. Okay, so this one is interesting. I was fishing this backwoods swamp, and the fish were very aggressive. I'd throw a frog in there, and I had like 2 or 3 of them fighting over the bait. There's a couple things I'm doing wrong in this clip, and that's why I'm missing the fish. The first thing is, I'm not waiting long enough. When you're fishing topwater and a fish blows up on your bait, you need to wait till you feel the weight of the fish. Then once you feel the weight of the fish, you set the hook. A lot of times it's easy to get excited. As soon as you see that splash of water, you jump the gun and rip the bait out of the fish's mouth before it has time to fully inhale it. That's one of the things I'm doing wrong here. I'm not waiting and giving the fish enough time to grab the bait. The other thing I'm doing wrong is I'm not setting the hook hard. I am just like, limply setting the hook. I mean, look at this. Just like that, just pulling the bait. You need to have a solid hook set, especially when you're fishing a topwater frog, because as you can see here, the hooks are recessed just below the top of the frog. Now when the bass bites the frog, it exposes the hooks, but just a little bit. So you really need to have a solid hook set in order to get those hooks to penetrate. Early on when I was making fishing videos, one of the things I got the most criticism for was not setting the hook hard enough. And now I can see why.
Now it's time for Brendan's Fail of the Week.
Another fail of the week here.
They want to ride.
That is one of the worst feelings in the world. I was in Costa Rica fishing at my cousin's pond. I had brought some fishing bowls along with me in my luggage, and one of them had gotten broken. So when I got to Costa Rica, I fixed it with some tape and super glue. So I'm out here fishing the pond, I get snagged, I put a little bit of pressure on the rod, and the rod totally snaps. It is the worst feeling in the world. I remember I was just like, Not again.
Every person who lives remotely close to Ohio is totally reduced.
Dude, hit me in the face! This is one of the most interesting fails I've had out in the water. My brother was throwing a crankbait like this up against the shore and he got it snagged. So he's pulling on the line, trying to get the bait free. He finally rips it free and the bait comes flying back and hits me right in the glasses. If I wouldn't have had my glasses on, that thing would have snagged me right in the face, and it could have been bad. I mean, a crankbait has 2 treble hooks on it, and these puppies are sharp and they can impale you. Kind of a cliff here. It's really steep. We're gonna try and scale it. Oh boy.
Ride this dirt down. Oh.
This is a common theme you'll see, me falling. I am like ricocheting down that hill, goodness sakes.
I keep falling back here.
This clip is pretty self-explanatory. We were fishing some backwoods ponds and we came to this steep bank. We thought it'd be a good idea to just, you know, kind of slide down the bank. And turns out the bank was a lot steeper than we thought. And it was not the most ideal situation. We were just literally ricocheting down down this cliff, and I'm holding a camera in one hand, trying to capture it all on film, and trying to, you know, navigate down this slippery bank.
Just fell into the beaver dam.
I just fell into the beaver dam. That's not good. I'm holding a tripod. This is from my short film, Return to the Swamp.
Hold straight up.
The cameraman's having some stress keeping me in frame, I think. Hacking through brush. I remember the brush was terrible back there. Oh yeah. I think I know it. Yeah, look at that. I literally fall. Alright, so we were fishing this swamp back in the woods, and the fishing back there was fantastic. The only problem is, it was some of the thickest stuff I've ever had to go through. And so I'm trying to, you know, navigate through this impenetrable brush, holding a tripod, holding a fishing pole with a backpack on my back. My brother's filming me. I had already fallen like through a beaver dam. I take one step and I fall down into this hole, and I was like up to here in garbage, as you can see. He's filming from a downward angle. I was just swamped by all of these weeds.
Oh man. This camera, it looks so beautiful right now. Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay. Oh, snap. Oh.
With the mic.
And then my brother falls into the same hole and snaps the mic off the top of my camera. Needless to say, it was a little bit of a struggle getting back there. We broke a microphone, but the fishing was so good. I'll link that film down below if you want to check it out. It is pretty awesome.
I just have to kind of listen for us. Oh, I got one. Yes. No way.
This was pretty cool. Fishing in a culvert.
Something hit it. Oh, I got one. Oh my goodness. Yes, 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 yes.
I'm very excited, as you can see.
Smally, baby. Whew. Yes. I cannot believe that. This is crazy.
And now it's time for Brendan's fail of the week.
No, come on, man.
So as you can see, I caught a fish inside a culvert, and I was ecstatic about it because that day of fishing was total garbage. I was not catching anything. And I caught this little smallmouth on a really large topwater bait, and I was just super excited. You know, I'm bringing it over to show it to the camera, and it falls off, it lands on the ground, and starts flopping towards the water. I make a mad scramble at it, and it flops back in the water. I never got to show it to the camera, and I was a little TO'd.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was a massive fish. For crying out loud.
This video makes me ill. This was actually pretty recent. This was this year. Judging by the head of the fish that came out of the water, that fish was probably around 5 pounds, which would make it one of the biggest fish that I've ever caught. One of the biggest fish I've caught on video for sure. And it is just the worst feeling. There's nothing I really could have done. He hit it right by the bank, and I didn't really have enough time to get a decent hook set on him. What are you gonna do?
And now it's time for Brendan's fail of the week.
Another fail of the week.
I bought it used. I was buying everything.
I haven't seen this one in years.
2 years down the road. 3 years down the road. Which I have not been the most careful. But I mean, you have to. Your guitar piece isn't going to be very good. I mean, who wants to be careful all the time with their guitar piece? I know. It's just, but the bindings.
Oh, I'm struggling.
And it's made so thinly that there's no fixing it. Thinly.
Oh, that is so funny.
How would you say that?
I did not know I was being filmed. Oh my goodness.
They're trying to make this thing What are you laughing at?
He's struggling.
Oh my goodness, that is a funny one right there. I haven't seen that one in years. Like I said, I didn't know I was being filmed. My friend Wesley actually was filming that from across the river with my camera. Shout out to you, Wesley, if you're watching this. Thank you for capturing that wonderful moment right there. This was a youth camping event, and we were floating this river on canoes, and early one morning I decided to go across the river and try to do some fishing. And I was trying to come back, and man, I am just really struggling. I'm so uncoordinated in this video. Now, I gotta be honest, I'm a pretty coordinated person, but when it comes to like paddling, you know, canoes and kayaks, even driving a boat with a trolling motor, my brother Rodney would tell you, I struggle a lot. And this is one example, man. I think my canoe was getting stuck in the shallow water, and I'm just pushing on that oar trying to get out. That is a gem. So guys, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that video. I had a ton of fun watching these fails. They were hilarious. They brought back some great memories. One of the things I've learned is that failure is always an option, whether you're out in the water or just in life in general, and it's not something you should shy away from. It's not something you should avoid. You should embrace failure, because every time you fail, it's an opportunity to learn. I gotta say that some of these failures that you just saw have been essential to me growing and learning more as an angler, and that is truly valuable. If you guys want to support the channel, there are some links down in the description below. There's a link to my signature series swim baits. These are lures that I designed myself, and I really love them. They catch a lot of fish. There is also some Amazon affiliate links down there. If you buy something through those links, I get a little bit of kickback, and it helps me to continue to make videos. If you found this video funny, be sure to share it with your friends and family, and as always, stay hooked. I'll see you later.